The US is building a nuclear reactor for the moon, not a sci-fi movie, not a crazy idea, a real reactor, running by 2030. China and Russia, they're building their own moon base, and they've got nuclear plans too. This is not just about science, this is about territory, power, and who controls the future of space. Welcome to the new space race, and it's about to go nuclear. NASA's Artemis program isn't just about planting a flag and heading home. It's about laying the foundation for a long-term human presence on the moon, a permanent outpost with astronauts, research labs, power plants, and the infrastructure to support life and exploration for decades. Meanwhile, China and Russia have joined forces on their own ambitious project, the ILRS, the International Lunar Research Station. Think moon base, but without any US invitations. Their vision is just as bold. By 2036, they aim to have a fully operational base on the lunar surface, complete with science facilities and living quarters. The first construction phase could begin as soon as 2026, setting the stage for a new era of competition and cooperation beyond Earth. The moon's poles experience nights that stretch for a staggering 14 Earth days. That's 2 whole weeks in complete darkness, with zero sunlight to recharge solar panels. For traditional solar power, this is a deal breaker. During that time, solar panels are practically useless. NASA's solution: nuclear power, small, dependable, and capable of running around the clock, no matter the lunar night. Already, NASA has partnered with companies like Westinghouse to design a compact nuclear reactor about the size of a household refrigerator that can generate a steady 100 kilowatts of power. That's enough energy to keep habitats warm and lit, run scientific labs, drive rovers, and even operate 3D printers. These printers will be essential for manufacturing new base modules right on the moon, helping to expand the outpost sustainably. It's called Fission surface power, NASA's cutting-edge approach to reliable lunar energy. At the heart of this system is the Kilopower reactor, which uses uranium fuel. Inside the reactor, atoms of uranium split apart, a process called fission, which generates heat. That heat then drives a motor to produce electricity, powering everything on the lunar surface. Think of it like a campfire that never goes out, except this one is safely sealed inside a sturdy metal vault, doesn't need oxygen to keep burning, and can operate continuously for up to a decade without needing to be refueled. The whole system is compact enough to fit inside a rocket for transport to the moon, and smart enough to automatically power up as soon as it lands. This makes it an ideal energy source for the challenges of long-term lunar exploration and settlement. China's moon program is moving steadily and with precision. They've already made history by returning samples from the far side of the moon, a feat no other country has accomplished. This has opened new doors for understanding the moon's geology. Next up are the Chang'e 7 and Chang'e 8 missions, which will carefully scout and evaluate the best location for their future lunar base. These missions will analyze the terrain, resources like water, ice, and environmental conditions to find the most suitable spot for a permanent outpost. Meanwhile, Russia is contributing key technology, including plans for a full-scale nuclear power station on the moon by 2035. This station will provide reliable, continuous energy to support long-term operations. Together, China and Russia's collaboration on the International Lunar Research Station marks a significant step toward establishing a permanent human presence on the moon. Everyone wants a piece of the moon's south pole. Why? Because beneath the permanently shadowed craters lies frozen water, an invaluable resource that could change everything. Water isn't just essential for drinking, it can be split into hydrogen and oxygen, providing rocket fuel and breathable air. In other words, water is survival. But there's a strategic layer to this. Build something critical like a nuclear reactor on the moon, and you're allowed to set up a safety zone around it. This isn't just a guideline, it's a legally recognized keep-out zone that prevents others from getting too close. This changes the game completely. The moon is no longer just a barren, rocky satellite. It becomes a high-stakes real estate market, a place where control over key resources and technology means power. The South Pole's frozen water, combined with these protected zones, turns it into prime territory that countries will fiercely guard and compete for in the race to establish a lasting presence beyond Earth. The Outer Space Treaty explicitly bans weapons of mass destruction from being placed in space. But when it comes to nuclear reactors used for power, the rules get murky. These reactors aren't weapons, but they do use nuclear technology, raising tricky legal and ethical questions that haven't been fully addressed yet. The real fear isn't about bombs detonating on the moon, it's about control. Whoever builds, powers, and secures their lunar base first could effectively dominate the moon's critical resources and strategic positions for decades. That kind of control would translate into enormous geopolitical power, potentially tipping the balance on Earth as well. This isn't some distant sci-fi scenario, it's the dawn of Cold War 2.0, but this time the battleground isn't terrestrial, it's lunar. As nations race to stake their claim, the moon could quickly become the front line for a high-stakes geopolitical rivalry. With all the tensions, alliances, and risks that come with it, the stakes have never been higher. NASA has the technology, the budget, and a clear, well-structured plan to build a sustainable human presence on the moon. Their approach draws on decades of expertise and careful planning, aiming to create not just a foothold, but a thriving outpost for science and exploration. But China? They're moving with incredible speed and precision. Every mission they launch hits its mark right on time, demonstrating a relentless focus and efficiency that has impressed space experts worldwide. Their rapid progress has turned the lunar race into a high-stakes showdown. Right now, the sprint to 2030 is neck and neck. It's a battle not just for territory, but for the strategic high ground, control of the moon's critical resources, technology, and influence. The winner won't just gain prestige, they could shape the future of lunar exploration and power dynamics for generations to come. Reactors are designed to be safe, at least on paper. But what happens if something goes wrong? What if the rocket carrying the nuclear reactor fails during launch? What if the reactor leaks radioactive material? Or worse, what if it breaks down 250,000 miles away from Earth, with no repair crew nearby to fix it? These risks aren't just hypothetical, they're very real challenges that come with operating complex nuclear technology in the harsh and remote environment of space. But there's another kind of risk looming just as large, falling behind. In this race to dominate the moon, if one side pulls far ahead, the other could be locked out of critical resources and technology for decades, maybe even permanently. That gap could reshape the future of space exploration, security, and power on Earth itself. NASA plans to finalize its reactor design by 2026, aiming to launch it to the moon by 2030 and power it up soon after. This reactor will be a critical piece of infrastructure, enabling sustained human presence and scientific research. Meanwhile, China and Russia have even more ambitious timelines. They're aiming to begin construction of their lunar base before NASA's reactor even launches, with their own nuclear power system expected to be up and running by the mid-2030s. What unfolds on the moon over the next decade could ripple through the next century of human history. The race for lunar dominance isn't just about exploration, it's about control, resources, and power. And in this high-stakes game, the next world war might not take place on Earth at all. It could be fought over a crater on the moon. Should we build nuclear reactors in space to power lunar bases? Or should the moon remain a peaceful, weapon-free zone? Who will win the race to control the moon, NASA or China and Russia? Share your thoughts and predictions in the comments below. If you enjoyed this deep dive, smash that like button, subscribe for more space updates, and share this video with a friend who loves space. Until next time, keep looking up.